Biden wins the election. And actually, to be fair, it was even though it was very close at the start, it's turning out to be a resounding win. But yeah, look, if you can, subscribe, like the channel. If you've got any questions, chuck them into the comments right now, and I'll be happy to answer them. Certainly, 4 million more votes, and has a clear majority. Although, and we'll talk about this, it may turn out that it's not actually, he may turn out to be a lame duck president for the next 2 years. We'll see what happens if he can't win those 2 Senate seats. That's going to be the real challenge in Georgia. So, all eyes in January to that, and that's one of the challenges that he really faces now, is that. But look, as we expected, Trump is being an absolute child about it. He is a child, he never grew up. And I think, to be fair, I don't know whether his father wasn't there or whatever the psychologists will say, but, clearly the guy has some issues. He may have had money and that may have got him off, but he is not the sort of person that you really want to be around all that. And I think most of the world knows that, and that's why everyone's celebrating. Whether he was doing good, whether he was going against the corporate interests and things like that, I just didn't see it. I think he was out for himself, and I think we all know that, and I think nobody likes that. So, but yeah, look, guys, so, for me, Biden winning is a good thing, even though it's kind of the lesser of two evils for me. A lot of people might say, well, hold on a sec, this might be the issue where, Brexit doesn't work out for us very well, but, we'll see. The real thing to look out for, I think, is what happens in January, which is, look, there was 2 scenarios, and this is PB and Paribas did a webinar on this, and effectively what they were talking about, 3 options. The third option was that Trump won, which obviously he hasn't. Scenario 1 was where Democrats sweep with Progressive, and they get the Senate and the House, and therefore they can actually implement stuff, which is really what you wanted. The thing that it's looking potentially to be like, or could be, is that Biden wins, but the Republicans have the Senate. And the problem with that, that's what they call lame duck, which is where you're the president, but you can't really get anything through without heavily negotiating it down. And the problem is, a lot of these things, if they get so watered down, nothing really happens. It happened with Obama, where yes, he got a few things down, but the reality is there's no major change. It's kind of stay the course, middle ground. That's not necessarily good for the issues that are happening over there. And I think but that really is more of a US issue than what's going to affect us, and us in the UK or around the world, the rest of the world. I think if anything, it's a positive. We don't have to listen to an idiot, which is the first thing. But look, the other side of it is that, you've got Boris's, you've got the one, these are 2 articles from 2 different things. Brexit, huge US trade deal warning as historic phone, leaves a sour taste. It's like, okay, fair enough. I don't know how they knew about this. Then special relationship, back on, Biden phones Boris ahead of France and Europe. It's amazing the spin that the media can take, eh? And I think the reality is that, if anything, it's put Boris into a position that he was kind of already in, because the Lords didn't agree to his internal market act or bill. And really what that means is that he's got to go back to the negotiation table, So I still think they will get a deal. I still think it'll be, a deal that happens in the last hour of the last day of the last minute. And it will be, if anything, a lame duck deal, if I can use that word for the 3rd time in this live stream. But I think that's really the, where we're looking at with the Brexit side of things, is we will get a deal. We will sort it out. The special relationship will continue because we're just too linked. And at the end of the day, because of that, we're linked in so many ways. Even though we're out of the EU, we are still very much in, G20 and all those sort of things. And that will come through. And I think Boris is not stupid enough to try and go against that. I think he's just playing the negotiation game. Which good on him. Fantastic. So. Look, there's huge opportunities out there. And as long as you're not, the news is there to have the headlines. And, unfortunately, and a lot of them are the majority of the negative headlines, unfortunately. But I think the real key is, how does it affect your portfolio? How does it affect your career? Things like disruption, all that. And when you work all that out, actually, you might find that now there's no better time to invest than now. The rates are insane, you know. I mean, we're talking, you know, I've got some clients who are talking about 1.9%, you know, which is just extraordinary, you know. And, you know, the cash flow on that is so cheap. And they're able to lock that in for 2 to 5 years, okay? You know, so yeah. So guys, that's it for this week. Any questions you've got, you can call the team, you can email the team, and we're more than happy to answer it, more than happy to give you, you know, our 2 cents in predictions and where we think things are going and how your strategy can work or not work and, you know, all that sort of stuff. You know, we're here to sort of help you guys. But look, thank you very much.